Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out. My name is Greg Abedesian. I am the current chair of the Hopkinton Democratic Town Committee, and I've been tasked with introducing Sam, who I'm sure most of you all know. She's currently on the Richmond Town Council, and she's here today to announce her candidacy to run for Senate seat 34, correct?
Yes.
On a personal note, I just have to say that I couldn't be more excited to have her running. I think it's about time that we get some suitable representation other than what we have now.
Thank you. Yeah, hear me okay? Good. I'm so excited to be here with all of you today, and not just for today, because so many of you supported me when I first ran for council in 2022, or we met through our shared time, or my shared time on the town council, or through our shared concerns for the Jericho Regional School District. And I couldn't be more honored to share today that I'm ready to run to represent us in District 34. I've lived in Rhode Island my entire life, but District 34 has been my home since 2013. First, I lived near Arcadia, and then I lived on 102, right down the hill from the Vampire in Exeter. When we bought a home, we landed in Richmond on the Hope Valley side, where people often think they're in Hopkinton. I love this area. I love its quirks. I love its history. I love when people don't know where we are, or think we're in Virginia, or maybe only know us for our Bismarcks. We are Rhode Island's best kept secret. And now I'm running for Senate because our rural communities need a fighter. We will not be a secret at the State House. We need an advocate who will effectively stand up for affordability, demand government transparency, and defend our environment, all while protecting the rural character that makes this place so special. Right now, our country feels more divided than ever. Too often, disagreements turn into hostility, and partisanship gets in the way of real progress. We need to move forward, and in order to do so, we need to listen to all sides, find common ground, and respect each other. But being a Democrat has never stopped me from working with my Republican colleagues. As many of you know, during my first term on council, I was the only Democrat on a Republican-controlled council. And I proved, alongside with at least two of them, that when you put the parties aside and focus on the people, you can make real progress, and that creates a stronger democracy. And now, as council president, with a Democratic majority, I've led with civility, respect, and a commitment to hearing all voices equally. The teamwork within the current council has allowed us to move forward on so many positive initiatives that were not possible with past divisive councils. But we don't always agree. But what's most important is that we don't go along to get along. We get along to go along. That's the energy I bring to local government, and that's the energy I'll bring to the State House. I believe that our government should work for every Rhode Islander, from families looking to pay for childcare, seniors choosing between groceries and medications, and our small businesses just trying to keep their doors open. If we put the people first, our policies become fairer, our communities grow stronger, and our economy works for everyone, not just the well-connected few. And on council, I've taken concrete actions in alignment with these values. I champion the improvements to our senior and 100% disabled tax exemption, making sure our neighbors who need help the most are supported. I've supported grants to strengthen our small businesses to ensure that they can grow. I've supported school improvements, park and playground improvements, aquifer protection, ordinance reviews, government efficiency, and balanced growth with environmental sustainability. And during this time, I learned that what you vote for is just as important as what you vote against. In June of 2023, I was the only opposing vote on a resolution that would have allowed the town council to make tax stabilization deals with wealthy homeowners within the preserve and bypass voter approval for the same. In my view, we should pass on tax savings to our residents, not those buying their third or fourth vacation home. But our current senator pushed that forward. She supported it without fully understanding what it did. And Senator Bell read this bill. He asked her on the Senate floor to name 2 businesses that it would have supported. because she had claimed that it would have supported many. But she couldn't name two properties that were mixed use, brought in $10 million in assessments, and operated 26 weeks as a short-term rental. She couldn't name one. She did mention the Grove facility across the street, but they're not a short-term rental. And although this bill passed the Senate, it did not pass the House. State thank you to our effective leader, Megan Cotter. But further, when Exeter West Greenwich proposed changes to their regional act that needed to be approved by the state, the bill wasn't even submitted. It didn't even get a chance to be discussed at the state level. That is an example of what happens when the government doesn't listen and doesn't do the hard work for the people. We aren't represented. But we deserve better. We deserve a voice in the Senate. Here's my vision for District 34. Affordability. Young families and recent graduates should be able to buy a starter home, and seniors need to be able to stay in the communities that they love. Education. We need to continue to be sure to have consistent, high-quality standards statewide and ensure fair funding and predictable funding. Stronger small businesses. We need to grow our economy with local businesses that benefit our communities and also draw and keep bigger corporations statewide to ensure balance. Accessible healthcare. We all know that there's a shortage of primary care physicians, but Rhode Island should be leading New England in healthcare innovation and not scrambling to keep providers. Transparent and accountable government. I want to create the Inspector General's office to investigate the expenditure of public funds to ensure that all of our tax dollars are spent wisely. And finally, protecting our environment and rural character. Growth should never come at the expense of our natural resources or the villages that we love. What you'll get from me is a senator who cares deeply about this district, about Rhode Islanders, who always has the courage to be bold and lead with integrity, even when it's hard. I'll be honest with you. I'll make the tough choices and ask the tough questions. And I'll fight every day for you and your family. Now, I know I have a lot of work ahead of me. This is the largest district by area. Has 5 towns, 5 town councils, overlaps with 5 state representative seats, and hosts 2 regional school districts. But I'm ready to knock on all the doors, talk to all the voters, host town hall meetings. These campaigns are not won alone. They're won by neighbors, by volunteers, by people willing to give their time and energy as a form of support. In 2022, we flipped 2 representatives that were within this district seat blue. In 2024, we flipped the Richmond Town Council blue. And 2026 will be the year that we flip the Senate blue. I know all of you care just as deeply about this district as I do, because if not, you would not be here today, and I appreciate each and every one of you for being here on this beautiful day and taking time out of your busy lives to be here. So I'm asking you to join me, knock doors, make calls, spread the word, and stand with me as we fight for the future of our district. Together, we can bring thoughtful, responsive, and determined leadership to District 34. Leadership that listens, acts with respect, and put our rural communities first. So please, if you haven't already, see Violet in the middle here. She's taking names and numbers and emails to learn how you can get involved in 2026. And there's also a flyer that'll give more information. Share it with your neighbors. I first got involved because my neighbor knocked on my door, just for so, and asked me if I knew a candidate, Megan Cotter. I was like, nope, don't know her, never heard of her, but sure, I'll sign for her. So if you share with your neighbors, we can spread the word as well. Also, we're having a fundraising kickoff at Elena's Ale House on Tuesday, October 28th at 6 p.m. And finally, I want to say thank you to Higher Grounds for staying open late for us today. And again, thank you all for being here to help kick off this campaign with positive energy. I look forward to working with all of you over the next 13 months. Thank you.